Good evening, the second day of July 2021, a day that Kenyans woke up to an increase in the prices of gas and airtime. This is after President Uhuru Kenyatta signed into law 4 parliamentary bills. What are your thoughts on the same? This is trending news, that and more in our very loaded bulletin today. But first, let's have the highlights. Suspected al-Shabab militants killed 3 workers in Dobli construction site in Garrisa. A long day in court today as the BBI appeal hearing comes to a close. And Kenyans weigh in on the higher gas and airtime prices after President Uhuru signed 4 parliamentary bills into law. Thank you. This is Trending News. Nancy Nalima here. The hashtag is Trending News at LookUpTV on Twitter, LookUpTV on Facebook, and you can also engage with me using the SMS number 20374. The broadcast begins now. 3 Kenyans have been killed and 1 injured after suspected al-Shabab militia attacked a construction site in Dobli, Garrisa County. According to police reports, the casual laborers were working when the attack happened. Those killed and injured were all non-locals, this being the latest attack on non-locals in the region. More security officials have been deployed to the region to tame a gang that has been causing destruction and disruption of businesses. The terrorists have been targeting security installations in the area in a series of incidents, destroying them. This has affected, among others, the education sector, forcing tens of teachers who are non-locals to flee. And we continue. The Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has revealed losses amounting to 87 million shillings of cash bill deposited in the judiciary. She adds that corrupt court officers may have been involved in the unscrupulous act. The bank statements of the judiciary as of June 2020 revealed that the money was missing from Embu, Nakuru and Malindi courts.
Auditor General Nancy Gathungu revealed 87 million Kenyan shillings loss in the judiciary books and judiciary bank statements as of June 2020, where at least 2.7 million Kenyan shillings was lost in Embu, 84.6 million Kenyan shillings was lost in Nakuru, and 1.5 million Kenyan shillings was lost in Malindi. Records by Molo courts last year revealed a loss of 34 million Kenyan shillings from their accounts in the fiscal year of 2017-2018, where they cited theft by staff members who since have been dismissed, but the matter has yet to be resolved. Nancy Gathungu adds that it has not been possible to confirm the bank balance of 6.13 billion Kenyan shillings held in various commercial banks as that of 30th June 2020. The management did not explain why the deposits payable from the stations of 6.5 billion Kenyan shillings differed with the cash deposits of 6.13 billion shillings. Neither did they show how the resultant difference would be serviced, leaving in doubt the accuracy of the balances. There was a similar incident in the report of the year to June 2018 where 9.3 million Kenyan shillings was taken from Milimani Law Court's registry. The audit revealed that the money was neither reflected in the bank statements, cash book, or counter receipt books registers at the courts. Some officers executed the suspect theft through fake receipts at the environment and land registries. Esther Moura, Lookup TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Esther Moura, for that report. And moving on, Kenyans to grapple with more taxes as President Uhuru Kenyatta signed into law the finance bill, including the 2021 Finance and Appropriations Bill, clearing the path for government spending for the new financial year, thus allowing the Kenya Revenue Authority KRA to start collecting the duties from 1st July 2021. Our reporter Carol Wangari-Wanjiru has the report.
The Finance Act 2021 came into effect after the presidential assent on the bill, introducing VAT on liquefied petroleum gas LPG, a move that will see Kenyans pay at least 350 shillings more for a 13 kg cooking gas, following the introduction of the 16% value-added tax on the commodity, adding to the pain of costly life.
Maisha imekuwa ngumu sana. Kwa mfano hii gas, tulikuwa tunajaza hii gas na 400 ama 380, lakini saa hizi maajabu nimeenda kujaza, nimejaza na 550. Sasa serikali tafadhali mtusaidie, uchumi itatuua sana.
Gasi zimepanda sana, tunaumia. Ni 1220. Tunaomba kama kuna uwezekano ziteremke kidogo kwa sababu tunaumia sisi wanabiashara.
Like leo siwezi refill gas imesha, lakini siwezi refill. Ninatumia Progress na ni Progress ndio wame overpay. Kwa hivyo gas kwanza ninaweka kando, kwanza nitakuwa natumia kerosene, which bado bei itapanda tu, tunaona kama itaendelea kupanda kulingana na venye serikali inatupeleka.
New taxes on airtime and betting are expected to raise the cost of living among Kenyans on their already burdened pockets.
Watu wengine walipoteza kazi wakati wa corona, sasa kupata pesa imekuwa ngumu sana. Mimi niko hapa na biashara ndogo ya duka, lakini huwezi uza hata ufikishe shilingi 500 kwa siku. Watu hawana pesa.
Airtel Telecommunication has increased the cost of making calls by up to 0.78 shillings in response to the increase of the excise duty on airtime and data. The telco, in short messages to its subscribers, said calls to other networks will cost 2.78 shillings per minute, up from 2 shillings effective Friday. The changes will hurt subscribers after grappling with reduced spending power due to the adverse effects of the coronavirus pandemic.
Internet hizi bundles kuongezwa. By the sisi kama vijana tulikuwa tumezoea mambo ya internet, ili tunawasolea hapo mambo ya kutafuta job hapo, ku apply ma job through internet. Lakini sasa zimeongezeka hivi, isitatuathiri kabisa venye naona.
Ninataka tu serikali at least story na internet waeke hiyo chini.
Nini bundle napata imeisha haraka, sasa unashindwa ni nini? Tunaomba pia hiyo iteremshwe pia, angalau watch mavitu mingi ndani kwenye simu.
This comes after Kenyans escaped further taxation after members of parliament rejected new taxes on bread and boda boda. Carol Wangari-Wanjiru, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Wangari, for that report. There's Kenyans complaining about the bills that keep going higher, even in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic that has the economy on its knees. And moving on to our COVID update, health experts from the KEMRI have warned Kenyans on a possible fourth wave of the coronavirus in the country. KEMRI predicts that the fourth wave of the coronavirus will be a peak in mid-July. KEMRI adds, saying that Nairobi County and the coastal region will be the most hit. Our health reporter Keith Gitonga with more information.
Since the coronavirus pandemic hit the country, scientists have been burning the midnight oil to find the vaccine for the virus, which has claimed over 3 million lives in the world. Here in Africa, the first agenda is to acquire as many vaccines as possible, which is to help vaccinate citizens against the virus. It has been 15 months since the virus spotted in the country. The Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, has said the Indian variant, which is present in the country, continues to be a menace as cases continue to increase in the country and will be at its peak at the middle of this month. Residents of Nairobi and the coastal region will be the most affected by the fourth possible wave.
But we believe certain measures that we took early in the month of June could preempt the development of a fourth wave coming in July. We should remain alert and continue to adhere to the interventions that we put in place to ensure that you are protected.
This comes about 2 weeks after the government spokesperson Cyrus Oguna warned Kenyans of a possible fourth wave of the virus as people continue to ignore protocols set by the Ministry of Health to safeguard against contracting the virus.
tukaingia katika ile tunaita wave 4, kwa sababu kuna uwezekano wave 4 tunapokosa kutii, tunapokosa kufuata maelekezo na maagizo ya serikali. Kwa hivyo lazima kila wakati tuwaelezee kwamba ni jambo la kimsingi kuweza kufuata maelekezo ya serikali ili tuweze kujiepuka na kupata maambukizi ya corona.
The government will be on the lookout as they observe Nyanza and the western region. As the report shows, the number of people who will be in need of healthcare will be higher, leading to congestion in hospitals in the region. Keith Kitonga, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Keith Gitonga. And that report takes us to our very fast break. But let's keep the conversation going across the social media platforms at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook, and our SMS number is 20374. Don't go too far.
You're watching Look Up TV. Want to grow your business? Broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries? Then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@look-up.tv.
You guys have to tweet about this. What phone is this? Hey, looks good. How much is it? You haven't heard of the Optiven offer? No. I must excuse you invest too. Optiven has this amazing offer. If you make a commitment of 900k in any of their value-added projects, you get rewarded with a cool smartphone, bro.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Like, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. You're watching Look Up TV.
App TV. The hashtag is trending news. Nancy Nalima here, ready to bring you stories that are causing conversations across the world and making headlines in about less than 27 minutes. And moving on, President Uhuru Kenyatta today arrived in Lusaka Showgrounds for the state funeral of first President of Republic of Zambia, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. Former President Kaunda succumbed to pneumonia in June at the age of 97. President Uhuru was accompanied by Chief of Staff in State House Nzioka Waita. Upon arrival, Mr. Kenyatta signed a condolence book at the Agriculture Showgrounds in the upmarket, Lusaka.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has joined other African leaders in Zambia for the state funeral of founding President Kenneth Kaunda, who died on June 17th. Upon arrival, President Kenyatta signed a condolence book at the Agriculture Showgrounds in the upmarket Lusaka. Foreign heads of state and government have continued to land in the southern African country that was a base for many of the region's liberation groups. Malawian President Lazarus Chakwera was first to arrive, followed by Zimbabwe's Emerson Mnangagwa. Tanzania's former President Jakaya Kikwete and Namibia's President Hage Geingob are also in the country for the ceremony that comes ahead of Kaunda's burial on July 7th. South African head of state Cyril Ramaphosa and Mozambique Filipe Nyusi, who is the African Union chairperson, have also arrived in the country, regarded as their second home. President Kenyatta had concluded an official visit to France yesterday before making his way to Zambia. The late Kaunda led Zambia into independence from Britain and went on to rule the country from 1964 to 1991. The late Kaunda passed away aged 97 on June 17, 2021, and will be buried on July 7th. Kaunda fought for independence in the struggle against British rule and served as president of Zambia. Brian Amuai, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Moy Brand, for that report. And the big question we are asking you at this hour is, what are your thoughts on the increase in prices of gas that has gone up by 350 shillings and airtime as well? Keep your comments coming. I will be reading them at the tail end of this bulletin. And moving forward, the fourth and last day of BBI appeal hearing is ongoing today, with the lawyers from both sides being given the last opportunity to submit their appeal. Respondents who want the court to uphold the High Court ruling have today asked the 7-bench judge to throw out the appeal, saying it has no merit and that the submissions by appellants were pedestrian.
But a few days ago, Kenyans were able to complain to the registrar of political parties that they had been registered without their consent as members of various political parties in this country. Why were Kenyans able to make that public outcry? They were able to do so because the district political parties maintains a system that is verifiable, simple, transparent, and credible. All that a Kenyan citizen needed to do was to go to e-Citizen platform, input their ID number, and have the details of whether or not they're registered as a member of a political party. Can the same process be said of the IBC and in the manner in which it is sought to conduct its mandate under Article 257(4)? The answer, no. IBC did not have a simple, accessible, and verifiable process that it could have used in relation to satisfy that indeed the initiative was supported by more than 1 million registered voters. Finally, before I log off, I would like to refer this court to the administrative procedures that apparently the IBC said it used. The IBC, in its own administrative procedures, and those procedures you'll find them at page 3208 to 3216 of the record. It states step by step what it is sought to do and how it is sought to do it. From paragraph J, it states step by step on verification of signatures getting budgetary allocation, going to verify both the print and the soft copy of the signatures. It states clearly what it was supposed to do, but it did follow its own procedures. It did not. What it did was to do a data cleaning exercise. We therefore
And moving on, it's about time we cross the borders to our international roundup. 10 people have been killed in the Rwangoma neighborhood, southeast of Beni, North Kivu province, and east of DRC. The Congolese army said the killing occurred in an attack by the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF.
During the operation, the ADF massacred more than 10 people, burnt houses, and caused other damage. Beni and its surrounding areas have been targeted since 2013 by the ADF, which is behind most of the massacres in the area that have claimed 6,000 lives in total. And moving on to Asia, thousands of people have been evacuated, and authorities in the Philippines have raised the danger level of the Taal volcano after it spurted a huge volume of gas and steam into the air. The volcano started on level 2 on the seismograph and then increased to level 5. The Taal volcano in Batangas province, south of the capital of Manila, caused disruption and concern on Thursday after it spewed the 1-kilometer high phreatogmatic plume. Officials cannot say if more eruptions will occur, and Renacio Sodium of the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology has said it's just one explosive event. It's still too early to tell. In other news, demonstrators toppled statues of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth in Winnipeg, Canada, this afternoon during rallies honoring the children discovered in unmarked graves on the sites of former residential schools over the past month. These government-funded compulsory schools were run by the religious groups in the 19th and 20th centuries with an aim to assimilate Indigenous youth. In May, the remains of 215 Indigenous children of Canada's largest residential schools were found in unmarked graves in British Columbia, Canada. Today, 10 churches were vandalized, protesting the Indigenous unmarked graves by dubbing handprints and painting the number 215 on the churches. Joy Mochache, Look Up TV.
Thank you, Mochache, for that report. And now we move on to the sport.